Today we will understand, even for implementing the basic programming constructs in Applet, we have to follow the same coordinate system of the display area of Java Applet. Means on the display area, which is shown over here with the rectangle, the top left corner starts with the 0 0 coordinate, and the horizontal coordinate is x and the vertical coordinate is y. So even if we want to put a simple dot, or we want to start a message, or we want to print anything, we have to give the starting coordinate, and for a one point we have to give two coordinate, that is x, which is horizontal point, and y, that is vertical point. Now the basic programming constructs means we can implement the control statements in applet as well. The control statements means the decision making statements and the looping statement. We have seen the decision making statements which are used for checking the conditions like if else, nested if else, else if ladder, switch case, break, continue, etc. And the looping statements which are iterative statements like while, do while, and for loop. Now we will see a simple program of checking whether the given number is even or odd, and we want to display that on applet window. So how we can do that? So we will write a code for creating applet that need to import two packages. Then public class, we will give the class name, and we have to extend that from the applet base class. Then we have to display a message, so we will directly switch over to paint method, which accepts the object of graphics class as a parameter. Here suppose I am assigning number as a 5 and I want to check whether it is even or odd. So we know that for checking the condition we are using if else statement. So I can use if in applet also. If in bracket we will give condition. So if number divide by mod 2 means after dividing number by 2, if the remainder is equal to 0, it means the number is even. So we want to give a message that display a message on an applet window that number is even on coordinate system, suppose 100 comma 80. Else we have to show a message that number is odd. Either we can have a drawstring method, or we can set one string variable and we can display over here only one time. However you want to implement. Closing of paint, then closing of class. In applet code, in the comment section at the bottom, we have to include the HTML applet tag with code attribute having the name of the file and two compulsory attribute, that is width and height of an applet window. Then we have to end our applet tag and end the comment. We will save this file in JDK bin folder with class name.java. We have to compile the code and run the code. Here awt.star. Compile the code again. Graphics spelling. Graphics. Save the code, compile the code again. Run the code using applet viewer tool. The number is even. It is showing the number is odd because I have not changed the else condition. We have to give over here as odd. Then compile the code again. Compile the code, run the code, the number is odd. If we change the number over here, the output will be changed. It will display even. Here we have not learned yet about how to read input from the user in an applet window. For that we can design a text box, but that are concepts available in advanced Java that we will see later on. Next, moving on, we will see a simple program for displaying 1 to 10 number on an applet window horizontally. Now suppose I want to display 1 to 10 number on an applet window, so we have to understand how we can print that. Now the program pattern will be same, everything will be same. In the print method we have to write the logic for printing 1 to 10 number horizontally. So we will understand the coordinate system. Now suppose this white portion is the display area of Java applet window, which is starting from 00 at top left corner. Now suppose if I want to print 1 to 10 number, it means there is no need to read input from the user. We have to start from 1. Every number will be incremented by 1 and we have to stop when 10 will be printed. Now we have to start printing a number from 1. Suppose for that we have to take one coordinate system x and y. Suppose we have that coordinate starting at 100 comma 80. So if we keep printing I, if I is from 1 to 10, if we keep printing g dot drawstring I comma 100 comma 80, so every number will be printed on top of each other. So all previous number will be override. Let's see. So it's very simple code. You can use any loop. Suppose I am writing for int I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. So I want to print number drawstring and I is an integer number, but for drawstring we want first parameter should be string. That's why we are concatenating that with the blank space and plus I comma coordinate system is 100 comma 80. Now in the for loop we have printed 1 to 10. This is what we have understood. Let's compile this code and let's run what output we get. Now see, here is the portion where we see the numbers are printed on top of every number, and at the last we see 10 and 1 is at the first digit and 0 is at the second digit. So what logic we have to apply so that we can see all the 1, 2, 3, 4 number on the same line horizontally on an applet window. So for that we have to consider that after printing one number, we have to print the next number after some space. So this space and every number will be printed on the same line. So it means y coordinate of this display area should be same, and we have to increase the x coordinate. If x is 80 for the one number, then for suppose two number we have to increase the x by 20, then 100 comma 100. Then suppose for number 3 what we have to do, it will be like 3 number over here and the x coordinate is 100, then for 2 the x coordinate will be 120 comma y will be constant. Then for 3 we have to increase the x so by 20, So 140 comma y will be same. So it means after printing every number, we have to increment the value of x coordinate by same pixel position. Suppose 20. So print number, increment x, print number, increment x. These are same tasks that we have to put in the loop. So we cannot put these values. Now suppose y is fixed, so we can keep over here, but we have to change this 100 value with x. So what we will do, we will declare x variable which is starting at 100. After printing first number at x position, what we will do in a loop, we will increment the x by suppose 20 position, and we will close the loop. So 1 will be printed at 100 comma 80, then x will be incremented, so 2 will be printed at 120 comma 80 likewise. Let's save the code, compile the code, run the code. So we got the number 1 2 3 up to 10. We have incremented the value with number so that there will be equal space between each number. Same code, if I want to print 1 to 10 number vertically, what we have to do a change. Now vertically means vertical coordinate is y. So we have to print all number on the same x point. X coordinate will be same, and we will print 1 over here, then we will print 2, then we will print 3. So means x will be same and only y coordinate should be changing for every number. So we have to increase the y while printing the number vertically. So for this, we have to just change the y coordinate. Now x will be fixed, and here we will put y, and y will be incremented after printing each number. Save the code, compile it, run the code. We got the number printed in vertical way. So this way we can implement the control statement like if, for in applet also. Moving on, let's try to implement a program in Applet for calculating factorial of a number. Factorial of a number means, suppose if number is n and suppose I have entered 4. So n exclamatory means n factorial means the number is 4. So we have to perform the multiplication from 1 to 3 up to 4. Factorial of a number means the multiplication of all the numbers from 1 to that number. So we have to implement the code for it. So we have to have one n, the number whose factorial we want to calculate. We have to start from 1. We have to end at n, and the task is multiplication, and each number is incremented by 1. So again, for that we will have a for loop itself. Suppose now if I have n is equal to 4, calculate the factorial of 4. So we will start from I is equal to 1 up to I is less than or equal to 4, and each number is incremented by 1. What task we want to do? We have to perform the multiplication. Now the multiplication will be performed like if, now suppose if number is 4, then what we have to do? We have to do the calculation like, suppose 1 into 2. So answer will be 2. So we will take this 2 and we will multiply that with the next number, that is 3. So answer will be 6. So we will multiply that answer. 6 is equal, multiply 3 into that, we will multiply 1 into 2, which is for this factorial multiplication, what we have to do, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. So we are not doing the calculation at one stretch. What we are doing, we are first calculating the 1 into 2. So we are taking that answer into 2 variable, so we are taking that variable answer, suppose that is 2. Now this answer will be multiplied by the next number, so 3 into 2, and the answer will be 6. Now this 6 answer will be multiplied with the next number, that is 4. So 6 into 4 is equal to 24. So all these intermediate multiplication answer that we have received in 2, 6, 24. So 2 is multiplied with the next integer number. The intermediate result 6 is multiplied with the next I. Now this 1, 2, 3, 4 is nothing but our I variable that we have mentioned into the loop. So for storing this intermediate result, we have to declare one variable, and that variable we have to initialize to 1. We cannot initialize fact is equal to 0 because we are doing the task of multiplication. So if we multiply any number to 0, the answer will be 0. So we have to keep fact is equal to 1. What we have to do, we have to perform the multiplication fact into the numbers ranging from 1 to 4 that are in I, and we have to save the answer in fact variable itself. So this task will be repeated, the calculation will be done, and after the loop exit, we have to print over here that we have to print over here the of 4 factorial of 4 is equal to, and the answer is in fact variable, give the x and y coordinate after the loop. Save the code, compile the code, semicolon. Over here, fact is equal to fact into I, g dot drawstring, we have g dot drawstring, run the code, we got answer factorial of 4 is 24. Now moving on, the next program is Fibonacci series. Fibonacci series means the series which always starts from 0 and 1, and every next number is a new number, and every next number is always a multiplication of two previous number. So for implementing that logic, what we will do, we will start with 0 and 1. Suppose I am assigning a name to 0 as f1 and 1 as f2. We will print this number 0 and 1. For calculating the f3, we will apply the formula because every next number is a multiplication of two previous number. So f3 will be f1 plus f2. Okay, the calculation will be done. Now 0 plus 1 will be 1. Now in the programming, if I continue like f3 is equal to f1 plus f2, f2, so every time we will get 1, 1, 1, 1 as answer. But for the next time, it should be the summation of 1 plus 1, 2. So how we can implement that? So once the calculation is done, suppose 0, 1 are printed. Now this f3 is a summation of f1 plus f2. So for the next time, what we will do, the next f3 is equal to f1 plus f2, the formula will be same, but these names are different, f2 and f3. So for that we have to rename these variable. F2 will become f1 and f3 will become f2, so that next f3 will be calculated. So what we will get over here for the Fibonacci series, we will print the first two number 0, then 1. These are fixed number. The next number is a addition of two previous numbers. So 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. The next number is addition of two previous number, that is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. The next number is addition of two previous number, that is 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Then next number is addition of two previous numbers, so 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Then 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. Then 8 plus 5 is equal to 13. This is how the Fibonacci series continues. So every next number is addition of two previous number. So we have kept a same formula for this calculation, that is f3 is equal to f1 plus f2. So for the next same numbers we have to use the same formula. So if I want to calculate the next f3, I will use the same formula, that is f3 is equal to f1 plus f2. So we will write the same formula, but if I do so, but pastly f1 and f2 was 0 and 1, so every time we will get 1 1 1 1 1. So we have to rename the variable after calculation. So for calculating this f3, I have to say that the previous two numbers are, this will become f1 and here it will become f2. Again for this f3, again for this f3, formula will be same. I have to just rename the previous two number as f1 and here it will be f2, like this. So we have to implement the code. Suppose I am taking the three variables, f1 is equal to f1 comma f2 comma f3. What we have to do, we have to first print the 0 and 1. So we will print, you can print f1 which is 0, f2 which is 1. We will print string concatenated with f1 at 100 200. Then we have to print f2, suppose horizontally. So we have to change the x and y will be same. Now for f3 we have to calculation to be done. So I am putting, so how many digits we want to be printed, that we can apply over here. How many positions you want to print. Suppose I want for I is equal to 1 till 5 positions I want to print. So what we will do, we will put while, and suppose I am taking the limit while n is less than or equal to 5, and here I am putting n variable. Now till n is less than or equal to 5 times, what we will do, we will do the calculation f3 is equal to f1 plus f2, and then after calculation immediately we have to print the f3 value. So we will print that f3 value. For vertical we will just, so sorry, for horizontal we will increment the x and y will be same. After f3 is printed, we have to change the variable f1 will become the previous F2 and F2 will become the previous F3. So whichever variable was F2 in the past calculation will become F1 now, and the variable who was F3 last time, it will become F2, and the loop will be continued till the 5. So for printing, all the numbers were getting printed on the same coordinate. So we are printing the numbers horizontally, so the x value will be changing. So after printing f1 and f2 at 100 and 120 position, I am setting x variable to 140. So f1 is equal to 0, f2 is equal to 1, f1 is printed, f2 is printed. We want to print 5 digits after printing 0 and 1. So for that I have taken one variable n. We are starting n is equal to at 1 till n is less than or equal to 5. We will perform f3 is equal to f1 plus f2, and we have to display f3 at coordinate x, which will be changing, and y will be constant, so that the Fibonacci series will be printed horizontally. So after calculation of f3, we have to rename the variable. So the f2 will become f1 and the f3 will become f2 for again for the repetition of the formula, and then x value will be incremented by 20, so that next number will appear on the next space horizontally, and we have to increment the digit should be counted, and for that we are incrementing the n. In n was initialized above the while loop. The condition is set for 5 digits. After one print, the n is incremented to check the number is printed. It will work till 5 digits. Save the code, then compile the code and run the code. So 01 is printed. After that we are getting 5 digits. So that 5 digit track is kept by this n starting from 1 till n, means number of digits printed will be 5, and after printing every digit the n will be incremented for counting, so that it will terminate at 5. So F3 is calculated every time as addition of two previous number. So 0 plus 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 3, 8. So this was about Fibonacci code. So in this way, we can use control statement in an applet in a regular way, following their basic syntactical constructs. Thank you. See you in the next session.